This amazing strategy will finally help you make a choice in this vast world of trading, and with its help, you can start making serious money in the trading world. Also, at the end, I will show you some signals that I personally made thanks to today's bunch of indicators, and you will be able to take note of something. Let's not waste time and get started. First, let's take a closer look at Bitcoin's 15-minute chart and see this strategy in action. This strategy uses a fairly strong combination of several indicators to generate buy and sell signals that will help you maximize the benefits of your trades. In particular, we will use the pivot trend lines with breaks indicator. To add it to your chart, go to the top of the platform and go to the Indicators section. Type Pivot Trend Lines with Breaks in the search bar and press Enter. As soon as you find, click on it in the search results, and it will be added to your spreadsheet. It's as simple as that. Indicator analyzes the pivot points on your chart and automatically builds trend lines based on them. In addition, it will even give you buy and sell signals right on the chart. However, before we get started, I suggest making a few changes to the indicator settings to make sure that it perfectly meets your needs. To do this, open the settings window and go to the Input section. Change the length of the U-turn to 21 and make sure that the U-turn type is set to normal. Now, here's the important part. We need to disable the redraw option so that the drawings don't change after the candles close. Also, disable the target levels option while you are there. Next, let's change the parameters of the bearish and a bullish breakdown so that they are more visible on the chart. After that, scroll down and set the source parameter to close. Go to the Style tab, where we will change the bearish breakdown to below the bar and the bullish breakdown to above the bar. After all these adjustments, you can use a finely tuned indicator, Pivot Trend Lines with Breaks, which will make it much easier to analyze your chart and identify buying or selling opportunities. As you can see, the Pivot Trend Line indicator draws these useful trend lines above and below the candles and even gives you signals on the chart when a bearish or bullish movement is taking place. However, sometimes the indicator gives signals that do not quite match the general market trend. I know it can be a little confusing, but don't worry, I have a solution for that. Let's go back to the top of the platform and click on the indicator sections again. This time we will add the Impulse MACD indicator. Type Impulse MACD in the search bar and press Enter, and find the one belonging to Lazy Bear Trading in the search results. Once you find it, click on it, and it will be added to your chart. The Impulse MACD indicator is a modified version of the classic MACD, designed to filter values in a range of moving averages, which helps reduce the number of unpleasant jumps that usually occur in sideways markets. However, we are optimizing it for our strategy by slightly changing its settings. Open the Settings window and go to the Style tab. Change the opacity and thickness of the middle line. Then go to the Momentum MACD parameter and change it to Columns. Change the color of the zero bar to green, set the opacity colors 1 to 0, and change color 2 to red. After that, set the opacity of color 3 to 0. Now disable the Impulse Histo and Impulse MACD options for signals. As soon as you do that, set the bar color parameter to green, white, red, and white, respectively. Go to the Inputs tab, change the length of the moving average to 100, but don't worry about the signal length settings. Just make sure that the stripe color option is enabled, and that's all you have. There is an Impulse MACD indicator, which is ideal for our strategy. Now let's see how these indicators work together and how to recognize the signals they give you. Firstly, we have a trend line beautifully positioned under the candles. The Pivot Trend Line indicator is given a bearish breakout signal on the chart. But hold your horses before you start trading. We need to check what the Impulse Magnet indicator says. You can see that there is no histogram in the Impulse Magnet oscillator, which means that no trades should be opened yet, no purchases or sales. So keep ignoring the sell signal. Now let's move on to the next example. Here we see a green trend line above the boom candles. We have a bullish breakout. But remember that you need confirmation before you pull the trigger during trading. Check the indicator again, the impulse magnet, which you can see the histogram looks bright green, which means confirmation our buy signal and a good start to opening a buy position. Because by managing the risk, you can set a stop loss just below the last swing with a low safety net in case trading will not go according to plan when it comes time to set a profit target, which is a good rule when the target is 1.5 times the risk of trading. Let's discuss the sell trade scenario. If you see a red trend line located under the candles, the pivot trend line indicator gives a bearish breakout signal. Check the magnet pulse time. If a red sell signal is confirmed on the histogram, you can continue to open a sell position. Risk management chart. Stop loss is slightly higher than the recent one fluctuations. The goal is high profit, 1.5 times higher than the trading risk. Now let's delve into the study of the strategy. Let's look at some examples. Here you can see the chart of a bearish breakout. But wait, take your time. Check the pulse magnet, as the red signal is not filtered out, and we will not be able to track the movement of the trade on the next signal. We got a bearish breakout, but it doesn't seem like the pulse magnet conditions have changed. There are still no red histograms highlighting this signal. Also, pay attention to the following signal where we got a bullish breakout, and this one looks good because the histogram, the pulse magnet, is green, which means a confirmed signal, a potential opportunity to make a profit, continue trading. As you can see, it is important to always cross-check with the impulse magnet indicator to ensure that the signal is confirmed before proceeding to a trading strategy, which helps to filter out less reliable signals, focusing on better trading settings and overall trading results. Now let's move on to the trades that were based on a bunch of indicators from this video. So, the first signal is the stocks of the S&P 500 index. At the time of recording the video, we see the bullish breakout, and it is also supported by the green histogram. Therefore, the signal is received. At the moment, the share price is approximately $6,042. When we open a position and correlate all the risks, we can wait for the moment when the stock rises to a price of about $6,105. Now let's move on to the next asset. This is an Amazon company. Their shares are worth about $231. You can also see a bullish breakout and a green histogram to confirm this, which clearly indicates that a position can be opened. And having correlated all the risks, you can wait for the moment when the stock rises to a price of about $243 and successfully close the deal. And the last signal for today is Palantir Technologies. Everything is standard, bullish breakout and green histogram. The initial price is approximately $73. I set the target at about $77 and then exit the position.